Talk a little bit about how Jessica Cooley's kind of progressed. Where did she come from? Like when you first got here, and we saw what she did last year. She had a phenomenal season hitting baseball and softball. How far has she come up until this point?
Well, I think Cooley's never satisfied, so she's continued to improve. I think one of the areas where she's really grown is in her leadership, and just kind of keeping everybody steering our boat in the same direction, in the right direction, and keeping everybody's oar rowing. Of course, she's the year before we got here, she had one home run, and then last year she hit 15. Large part of that is because of Coach Mullins and myself that do hitting, but Alicia Catlett, our strength coach, big reason why Cooley, has had that success. The girls love Coach Cat, and they respond really well. And Coach Cat, I've just seen a physical difference in our athletes and our hitters, because of what Coach Alicia Catlett does in the weight room. But Cooley's intangibles are what I think she's really, kind of going to bring to the table more than anything this year. Just because she from freshman to senior, they look to her and they rely on her, and she helps us kind of put out fires before anything, becomes a chemistry issue.
Coach, I guess as a hitting coach, you must be pretty excited about Logan Folks coming on this team. What do you see in her, and what do you like about her approach at the plate?
Mentality, and number one, I would say her mentality. You can just kind of see if they're a hitter, by their body language, by the way they approach BP, and she approaches hitting with just a strong mentality, and of course, power, and she has a really good swing. She has experience in the ACC, and she has a lot of SEC experience, just from playing out of conference. And so she, one of the things I love about Logan is her strikeouts and walks are even. I think it's like 44. They're both like really close. And I think you can tell a lot by a hitter. For me, if their strikeouts and walks are even, or if they have more walks than Ks, then they're getting good pitches to hit. And if they're getting good pitches to hit, then they're going to hit. Because we're going to train them right in the weight room. We're going to coach them well, in terms of mechanics. And so if they take that and a little bit of confidence, and get good pitches to hit, they're going to crush. And so I loved it. That was one of the first stats I wanted to see. But Logan's going to help us. We're just thrilled to have her. I think she's from Georgia. She knows a lot of our kids. It seems like half our team's from Georgia, so she fits in well immediately. So I think that's going to not be an issue. And she's going to get in there and bang for us. She's going to hit.
What kind of hitting team do you anticipate?
Hopefully very scrappy. We will be fast. We will try to really pressure our opponents with our speed, and we're going to try to put together quality at bats. We're going to try to be a team that we may not live and die by a 3-run home run, but we're going to try to put together 8, 9, 10 pitch ABs. We're going to try to execute. When we need to play a little small ball, hit and run, bunt and run, things like that. But we're going to steal. We're going to go first or third. We're going to score from second, or we're going to be out trying.
Talk about putting that pressure on. Does the strong pitching staff kind of give you a little bit more leeway to do that, I guess, and make you feel more confident in what you can try?
Absolutely, because you don't have to panic. If we have a philosophy that the late innings are our innings, and that's 5, 6, and 7. And so if we don't have to panic. If we haven't put together some runs in the first couple, our pitching staff is going to keep us in there, and they're going to keep us around long enough to, maybe to break through in the late innings. Of course, we would love to score in the first inning and every inning, but our pitching staff is, they're going to keep us in the game, and they're going to keep hitters off balance, and so if we can play some good defense, and then hit a little bit, we'll be okay.
There's always adjustment for a freshman, but what kind of strides has Swayze made during off-season to get better?
I think she's gotten stronger. She's gotten better. She plays on third base and second base when we practice, and she's really come a long way. In terms of her second base play, taking angles, first and third defense. The 4-3 hole, getting balls over there. In terms of second base, bunt plays, hitting, running plays when they're trying to steal on us. Second base is such a huge responsibility because you got to cover first on the bunt, but you still got to handle the first and third plays at second, or steal throws at second, or double play balls at second. And so to me, it seems like it's more responsibility than the shortstop. and you know you want to be strong up the middle. So she's working hard and she's pushing Heidi Shape. Heidi Shape did a great job for us last year, and you know Heidi Shape may be the starter, and if so, that's nothing that Swayze did wrong. Because Heidi Shape's a great player and a little bit older. But Swayze is pushing her, and there is a battle going on. No one has really won a position, you know, right now. So, you know, we're excited about Swayze and some Mississippi talent, and we want to keep getting Mississippi kids in here like her.
A little bit. I spent so much time with Van last year, and it was always about attitude and building the culture and players buying in and believing and committing and all that kind of stuff. So compare this fall to last fall as far as y'all been able to, you know, I think she said it best. Van said it to me in September. She said, I'm going to have like 20 coaches this year instead of 3 sending the same message. Just compare and contrast about being able to get a jump start on this season more quickly.
There is no comparison. I mean, it's, you know what, when they came back this year in the fall, they were so much more focused, and just, you know, everybody and our whole staff was much more comfortable. Not comfortable in a ready to prop my feet up way, but comfortable with each other. We know the culture, we know the system. A year's worth of culture has been, you know, the foundation was laid, and it was not easy. It was hard work, and it still is. But that beginning layer of culture was laid, and of course, that's all Van. I mean, Van, it starts at the top, and she is genius at figuring all that out and getting everybody to play their role. I think part of, you know, establishing a culture is getting each player to strive to be a starter, but then understand your role and execute your role with everything you got, whether it be pushing a teammate, pinch hitting, pinch running, late inning defense, whatever it is. But this fall has been incredible, and so much just more smooth than last fall, and the transition period is you know, coming to an end, and now we're really start to sort of hit our stride and sprint, you know, and really move forward quicker.
We good?
What we got?
Just talk about the beginning of, I guess, the spring part of practice and being 3 weeks away from opening day.
I can't believe we're 3 weeks away. It's been going really well. We've been indoors, obviously, because Mississippi has experienced an abnormal amount of rain and a day of snow. But I think, obviously, having the Palmetto Center is just a blessing to have here at Mississippi State. So having the Palmetto, we've been able to come in here and get a great 4 days of practice. I think tomorrow we're going outside, and I cannot wait to go outside and see the sunshine, and I think the girls are excited. But again, they've worked their tails off, being inside, outside, strength and conditioning, you know, everything. Obviously, we have about a month left, and they're working out at 6:30 in the morning with Alicia Catlett, who's our strength coach, and she's unbelievable. If you could have seen the progression in the fall to now, our girls, it's unbelievable. And I think the work ethic they're putting in there with Coach Cat and the conditioning they're doing in the afternoon is going to make us late season, our seasons, which is what we work on a lot, is the end of the game, the end of the season. I think the strength and conditioning part of it is what is really going to help us get there, along with obviously the skills. And we've got a great mental coach in Brian Kane that comes in and helps us with that. So, you know, that's the kind of things we're doing right now in the first half of this. And then obviously we'll get out there and start scrimmaging a little and live pitching once we get out on the field, which I'm excited. I think it's going to dry out, and I'm excited.
Coach, last year, April was your month, you could say.
Last question for Beth.
I mean, your team did so well. Talk about how you can take that 1 month and translate that into this whole season. I mean, what did you see? What about that month made y'all so successful?
We really spent a lot of time, again, talking about late seasons are our seasons and late innings are our innings. And I think the girls bought into that. And again, the strength and conditioning helped with that. And I think the fact that we said it and they bought into it and it worked is what really, they'll buy into it from now on. I mean, I think they know that we don't treat a team, we don't see a team, we play the game. And so if you, like you said, you win the late innings, you win the late season, but if you play the game the way it's supposed to be played every single game, and the girls have bought into that, April will be the whole season. And so I think that's important for us right now, is to just get outside, work. Like we said, don't count the days, make the days count. So I know it's season's coming up, but we're just treating each day, each second, and taking advantage of all of them.